Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? How is everyone? All right. And everybody, you saw the QR code. If you have your mobile device, you can always hit that QR code and learn a little bit about us in the tinkering as far as that goes. Awesome to see everybody. Don't forget, we always ask, where are you from? So we can see where people are calling in from or signing in from, not calling in from, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, and we have some cool guests on, the Geeks on Tour with us. So I'll get to that in just a second. We have Stephen Turney, there we go, from Mission, Texas. How cool is that? First time. Cool. Great to see you. And then we have Mark, which is sharing that. Thank you. Henry Kaminsky from Surrey, British Columbia. Nice. Jolin. We have Mead Stewart. Good to see Mead over here. Tom Parks, a bunch of your guys, it seems like, huh? A lot of fun stuff there. Peggy George is here. Awesome. There you go. Faithful fan of Chris and Jim. Well, isn't that awesome? From Phoenix, Arizona. Gotta love that. Mike signing in from Ontario, Niagara Falls in Ontario, Canada. We got Joel from Southern California. Good to see you, sir. Excellent day. Good to see everybody. There you go. Tech for Seniors. Ron, of course, coming in. Then we got Martinsville, Virginia. Awesome. Good to see all these people. It's fantastic. Without further ado, let me bring on my guest for today, because this is going to be a fun one that we're going to talk about with some sharing of your photo albums. So it should be a lot of fun. So let's get right to it. Let me add this real quick. Here we go. And there's the geeks. Hey, geeks.
Hi, Michael.
Hello. Hi, Michael.
Great to see you and great to see everyone else. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's a lot of names that you heard out there that you recognize, I'm sure. Yep. That's good. You got a great following. What a great community. And don't forget, go to geeksontour.com right there on their name. Anybody that is not a member over there, you should be a member, especially if you want to learn something about clicking a button.
Clicking a button. Yeah. What's this button do?
Well, thanks, Michael. That's really important. But what we really want to do is get people to sign up for the newsletter. If they do that, eventually we'll get them.
That's what the QR code is.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I like it.
Component of QR codes, so we had to put one up there.
Yeah. That'll get you to the place where you can sign up for our free newsletter, if you're not already signed up.
Right.
Perfect.
But he's absolutely correct that we'd like you to join the Geeks on Tour.
Yep, right there. Hit that QR code with your phone. If you got it handy, just hit it.
There.
There you go. I like it. Richard says, I'm a member of both here and Geeks on Tour. There you go. Yes, absolutely. Yep, he's in from Southern California, he says. So wonderful. Awesome. Well, without further ado, because I know this could take some time, because we could sit there and go on and on and on. I know you can too, because you love those Google photos. I know. Yeah, she can. She does great with it. Okay. And Richard said, excuse me, he says, I get the newsletter, he said. So there you go. Yeah, here's what we're talking about today. Tinkering with shared albums and looking at differences among the devices. This is a huge thing that I think is extremely important. And I say that only because my wife has these issues.
It's teaching others where we really learn the most, right, Michael?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yep.
So let's get into it a little bit, huh? Let's start talking about some of this.
Okay, well, most of you know that Chris's specialization is Google Photos. She's a platinum level product expert for Google, and that's pretty cool. She wrote the book, remember?
On Amazon, and I am working on updating it. Meanwhile, there is a link in every chapter that takes you to where you can see what has changed in that chapter since the publication of that book. Now, the last time we did this, Michael, the biggest issue was, in a shared album, what kind of access do you have to what other people shared in the album? And I've been given that a lot, and it's complex. It's complex to explain in words. So I thought maybe pictures would do a little bit better.
Everybody likes pictures anyway, right?
Yeah. So I came up with this picture, but it begs some explanation. So both Bob and Mary are contributing photos to a shared album. And it doesn't really matter, but let's say that Bob owns this album. Let's say he set up the album, he put some pictures in, he shared it with Mary, and she put some pictures in. Both of them can see all the pictures. So both of them can contribute pictures, both of them can see the pictures. But next slide. If Mary wants to put the picture of the little girl in her own album, she can't do that while it's Bob's photo. She also can't edit that picture while it's Bob's photo. So in the shared album, you can see it, but it's still Bob's photo. He has total control. So what does she do? She can save a copy to her own account. Now, that copy, she can add to an album, she can edit it, she can do whatever she wants to it. But notice, in this picture, her copy is separate from what's in the shared album. I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that help? I remember you saying that seemed to be a big issue. What can you do with a picture in a shared album?
Yeah, that is definitely the issue that I was talking about. And there are times sometimes that are confusing, at least by the icons and stuff like that. Can I get just that one picture, or do I have to get all the pictures? That's the questions that have been asked to me. So just throwing that out there.
Okay. Well, then let me go to a live copy of my Google Photos and show you one thing. And we have this issue with this blurriness. Hopefully it will clear up. Yeah. And if not, I will explain. You can still see that they're pictures, So I am going to go get a shared album that you and I have worked on in the past, tinkering with shared albums. So this is a shared album that I created, and I put some pictures in there. Jim put some pictures in there, and you put some pictures in there. Oh, yeah, there we go. So the ones of food are from Michael Daniels. If you can see your name at the lower left-hand corner of the pictures. Okay.
Figures.
All about the food, man.
Yeah. So now let's say this one looks really interesting to me, and I want that for my own. I want to be able to share it with somebody else. I want to add it to an album. I want to edit it, whatever. Notice I cannot edit this. This is your picture, but I can save it. I can save just one picture. There, I selected it with a little blue check mark. And up in the upper right-hand corner, there's a cloud with a down arrow.
Okay, so that cloud that's at the top of the page is just that one item. It's not all of them, because that's what.
Good question. No, I don't. that usually, that one is to save the entire album to my.
That's what gets confusing, and that's where I was going with this.
Right, I got it. There should be a save this one.
And maybe when you selected it, go back to it, select it again. Okay. Yeah. And then up at the top, it says one selected at that top ribbon, top ribbon on the left. So maybe that's only going to copy that one, but I don't know.
I can check it out, and I'm not worried. If I click on Save Photos, I expect that it is just saving the one. Okay. Now I go back to my Google Photos, and why would I not be seeing that photo at the top?
Because the date was from a long time ago.
Exactly. And we have no idea what that date was. But I can tell Google Photos that instead of showing me pictures in order by date the photo was taken, show it to me, and I do that in Explore. Show it to me by the most recent, by the date the photos were added, recently added.
It's okay on there.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, recently added. And added today. God, I hate when it makes a liar out of me.
That's OBS. That's what's going on.
It should be right here. That should absolutely be right here. So apparently that save did not work. Did not work. You know, you always ask the best questions, Michael. Maybe challenge me. Let me try a different album just for, so if I go into sharing and I pick an album by, and I'll bet you he might be online here, Bob Gostisha has been sharing his photos of being in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So here are his Hawaii photos. He must have used Dolly for these first ones. I think those are so cool. So let's say I want that one. There we go. Yeah, there's something weird about our shared album, Michael. We'll have to figure that out. Here's what I expected to see. There is a word called save when I open up one photo. And I save it. And now it disappears. Oh, that's what I must have already saved the ones from yours of our shared album. That must be it. Okay.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would make sense. Okay.
So you could just type in food and it'll probably come up.
Right. So now I go to Explore and recently added and refresh.
Still does.
And there it is.
There it is. Yep.
So that's how it is supposed. Yeah, that is how it works. There is something we had forgotten about with yours and my share.
Gotcha. So Tech for Senior, just since it's on topic, I'll add this. He says Mary's copy is not in the shared album. I think
correct.
When talking about that little girl, she actually puts it in hers, and now that her copy's not in that album, it's still his copy, Bob's, in the album. If I got the people in there. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's one thing that people think when you're looking at a shared album and you see Bob's picture and you say, oh, I want to edit that, so I'll save it, and you still can't edit it. It's because you're looking at still Bob's copy that is in the album.
Gotcha.
And they can be hard to find. But if you show your photos in recently added sort order, you should be able to find those.
Gotcha. And Jolyn says the key is to make sure that you add that photo to your own Google Photos. That's the key.
Right. And that's what save. That's what save does. It makes
and that's what the issue. That's what the issue was that my wife was having on the iPhone. She was trying to edit something that was in an album or a shared album. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah. So that was the issue that she was having. She just didn't understand.
And even though she saved it, she wasn't working with her copy. She was still on the shared album copy. But now I want to go one step further.
Good.
What do you think? Is everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
One step further. Because I had a friend who asked me this question, and I studied the problem for a while. So go back to the slides, and came up with what I think was a really, really good answer. He said that one person in her extended family just had a baby. Okay. So she's the grandmother, and she wanted to start an album that everybody could contribute to. You know, everybody is taking pictures of this baby, and they wanted a master album, if you will. But she, the mother or the grandmother, wanted to own that album. She wanted to collect all these pictures for herself. So here's what I said. If you look at this picture, no, that was it. So Mary saves a copy of Bob's photo of the baby to her account. Now, Mary makes a live album. A live album is where you tell Google, automatically add all pictures of this face, of this person, to this album. So let's go through the steps here. Bob adds a picture of the baby to the shared album. Mary saves a copy to her account. And if she has a live album set up, boom, that picture of the baby is automatically in that album.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What it won't do, though, is it won't pull from a shared album.
Oh, you're such a spoil sport.
I know. No. I know.
No,
I know.
You have to save it. If you are
you have to make it yours.
Album, you have to be making it with your own photos.
Which can be confusing. Yeah, which can be that was the confusing part to my wife. She's like, I know, I saw Michael showed me all these ones of our kids. And so now what I do is I make sure and put them onto my photos, and where it creates a specific album called grandkids. So every picture of a face of a grandkid goes into that album. Then she has access to that album. But I tell her, I say, you need to go periodically go in there and update and save all the photos so they show up in your photos.
Right.
That's what it's just easier telling her all. I mean, I know she could pick each individual ones or whatever, but again, that seems to be problematic at times. So that's why I do it that way.
Then you get duplicates.
Yeah.
And just in case people don't know about live albums, can I show that?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Please. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to photos and I will go to a photo of you. So I'm going to go to Michael and wrong Michael.
Bunch of different Michaels.
Lots of different Michaels. Okay.
You can go Michael Daniels, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's that. No.
Okay.
Oh, look at there. Look how smart.
So there's one that's a picture of you. And I will say, I want to add this to an album. And I'll make a new album. And I'll make a Michael D album. And pretend that this is, like the grandbaby or something.
Yeah, I'm somebody's grandbaby.
Now, if you go into the 3-dot menu and options, I can automatically add photos. And I can say automatically add all of my photos. So I don't have to find them. I don't have to select them. Nothing. I just have to find your face amongst all of these faces.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
He is named.
Just look for the one with no hair.
That does narrow it down.
It does.
Anybody see him? He's here.
There he is, right there in the middle. Dead right where your hand is. Go down a little bit. There you go. There you go.
Okay. And confirm. And X. And automatically this album will now get all the pictures I have with your face in it.
There we go. Look at there.
So if your face comes through to me in a shared album, all I have to do is save that face, save that picture, and boom, it will get picked up and automatically added to this album.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yes, that's the key to sharing And it doesn't matter, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter what device, all of this is equal, whether it's from a computer to a Android phone to an iPhone, does not matter. All of the terminology, save, all of that, it might look different, but save is the same, correct?
Yes.
And
yes.
sharing?
That is not one of the things that is different on the different devices. It is the same.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. That's good. And I love it. I love the idea of a live album too. I've been doing that ever since with the grandkids. Yeah. And then I just added a new grandkid when we had our third grandkid it was just perfect. I just added that and boom, as soon as that happens, you got it in there.
There you go. Yeah. So next slide. I just have a couple, or there, click again, I think. Yeah, a couple of points or questions to think about on shared album. So who owns and can control the album? Whoever made the album is the owner, and they have the ability to delete pictures that other people contribute. Who owns the photos is whoever contributed the photo. Who can see the photos is anybody that has the link to the album. When viewing a photo that someone else owns, can you edit, delete, or reshare it? No.
No, not until you make it your own.
Not until you add it to your account, and then you have to be using the copy in your account. So, and you do that with save.
And so it's totally editable there.
Yeah,
once it's in yours, then you can do crop, all that kind of stuff, whatever you need. Yeah.
So, and as a person who shares photos, you need to realize that if you share a photo with somebody, they can save it and make it their own. It's as if you are taking a copy of a print and giving it to somebody. They can now use it as their own. So if you don't like that, don't share.
Can you auto add can you make a shared album live?
Good question. I believe so. I believe so, but I'd have to look at it. Which one would be easier for you to?
I think it does, because like I said, I made that one for the kids. So anytime there's a new photo, it would automatically go into that album.
So what I'd be looking for is a shared album. So I'll just pick this one. And I'm on my iPad right now. And what was your, can I set it to automatically add something? I have to go to the three dots and options and automatically add photos of selected people or pets. Yes, absolutely.
But not everyone. Only the owner can do that. Is that correct? Because I think because you own the album, you're the only one that can auto add. So if we have all of the grandkids' pictures, my wife wouldn't be able to auto add something to that shared album because it's not her album.
That certainly sounds right.
Okay.
I mean, let me see. Because I can't edit somebody else's.
Right.
So here's Bob Costish's album on Hawaii. If I tap the three dots, options. Oh, look at that. The auto ad does show. I better not do that. I don't think he wants all my dozen pictures of you in his Hawaii album.
Why not?
Interesting.
But that's good to know, because if my wife wants to add her pictures from the grandkids in there to the album that is labeled kids, then she's able to do that, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That is really good to know, because I would love to have that setting. Yeah.
Wow. I am surprised. I am surprised. Well, I guess not. If I can add photos to Bob's album.
Yeah.
I could add
they're still your photos, but they're going into that album.
It's just be doing it automatically.
You can kick you out of that album too.
And you're right. If I do that, you could kick me out. And if he kicked me out, boom goes all of the photos that I added.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're still in your photo collection though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
have
yeah.
them.
Still there. Yeah. And anything that you have, I'm going to use the right term.
Yeah, Bob says I can add pictures of Hawaii. We haven't been to Hawaii yet. We're going to go next year.
There you go.
Yeah, she hasn't taken me yet. It's next year.
Although I have a friend who's over there right now, and she has some great pictures of the surfing competition at the Eddies.
Cool.
So I could save her picture to my library
there you go.
Add it to your album, Bob.
That's awesome. That's another thing to understand too. So once, if you got in there before Bob deleted that album and you got all the pictures out, let's just say you did get all the photos. Now they're in your photos. It doesn't matter if he relieves you from that album or releases you from that album. It could be a temporary thing, but you got the photos out before that happened.
Correct. I have copies. If you say
copies,
it makes a copy. I have copies of your photos.
He says that's okay with me, he said.
Oh, I might have to do that, Bob.
Says to make it easy for
Heterogeneous.
Okay, thank you. I'll let y'all do that one. Groups such as a larger union. Mm-hmm.
So
Send pictures to me.
Likes to control.
I got you.
And yeah, I know people who do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we have a travel album, I don't want anybody else adding photos to it. So you can turn off. You can turn off collaboration. Yeah. So I mean, if I
is that something you can do ongoing?
Bob.
Ongoing? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off? Okay. So you can do that. Okay. So
yeah, because you might selectively want somebody to add some pictures to it.
Right.
But then you want to turn it back off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. Okay. All right. All right, let's get into the second half or the second part of what we're going to talk about. Let's get into that part now. Yeah.
All right. I have another slide that's just a little list.
Cool. Awesome.
I mean, there's no way, there's no place in the help or anything like that you can just find out a complete list of what the differences are between iOS, Android. Mm-hmm. Next one. Oh, yeah. Click it through. And so I just thought of the things that I know of that are the biggest items that are different. Next. Okay. All right. 3 different Google Photos. Google Photos is not just one thing. It's 3 things. There's the app for Apple, the iOS. There's the app for Android devices, and there's the web. I would say like 90 to 95% of everything that Google Photos can do is available in all 3, but not everything, and just some plain differences to know. The first one, I think this is a pretty big one. Android has device folders. So when you take screenshots, for example, or when you edit a photo with Snapseed, it doesn't automatically go into Google Photos because they are in their own separate device folders. Now you can go in Android and say, I want my screenshots to be in my Google Photos, but, and that works great. But on Apple, you have no choice. All photos stored on the Apple phone are in the camera roll.
Interesting.
Whether they came from Snapseed or from a screenshot or what. But yeah, I just want to show people where that is on Android. And okay, so Google Photos looks good. And under library, I've been playing here. Photos on device. So camera, that's the main one. But then the shared file download, when you download things to your to your phone. They're in a separate folder, and they will not show up in Google Photos if you see that little cloud with the line through it. So this is images that I took using the Google Voice app. So I didn't take it using the camera. I took it using Google Voice. These are not in my Google Photos. If I want them to be, I have to turn that on.
And then they all will go there then? Is that the way that works?
Yes. Once you turn it on, then everything that goes into that folder will be uploaded to your Google Photos.
And if you turn it back off, though, they're still in there because they went in there one time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing that's a pretty big difference. I mean, people who have been used to Androids and start helping somebody with an iPhone will say, well, just, they're in a different folder, so they won't go into your Google Photos. No. It just doesn't work that way on the iPhone.
Right.
Okay. What's the next thing? No slideshow on iPhone. I thought that they would fix that a long time ago, but it's still not there. So on both the web and on Android, if you open an album, open the first picture, when you click the 3-dot menu, you will see an option for slideshow. And it does just that. It plays a slideshow of every picture in your album. Great for high school graduations, funerals, that kind of thing. You just want it to play a slideshow. Not available on iOS.
Well, bummer.
Yeah.
That is weird that they don't do that. But anyway.
It is. That just doesn't seem like it should be that difficult a thing. So it used to be that editing the location was only available on web and iPhone. It's now available on Android. So if you have an old photo that didn't have GPS with it, you can edit it and change and add a location. Unless the location on the photo got there by taking it with a phone. So for example, and this I learned the hard way and with the help of another member, she was getting old print photos and putting them into Google Photos by taking her phone and snapping a picture. Well, the picture was taken in Hawaii, but where did she snap the photo with her phone?
That location. Yeah, that location.
So the picture got stamped with Fort Lauderdale, Florida, based on the phone's GPS. You cannot change that.
Gotcha.
So if you want to be able to, here's the trick. On your phone, turn off your camera's location tag setting so that the photo has no location.
Now then it can be edited.
Now you can go in and edit it, and with either iPhone, Android, or web.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
very good. I like that. That's excellent.
All right. And how about just one more? I know you tried it. We're at about your time here.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine though. I'm fine going over a little bit. It's always worth it. It's always worth it with this because it's such a good topic, and I think it's going to help people too. So,
text on photos. Only with Android. Can't do it.
The other ones can't do it.
Can't do it with web. Can't do it with iPhone. So what do you do on web? You have to bring it down to Picasa or what is the one you Pixlr? Pixlr is the one you use?
Yeah. Pixlr I use. Yep.
So you have to use some other app on the web one. On the iPhone, I would use Snapseed. But Android has what's called markup, and you can do the text.
Okay.
Android also has document crop. That one I'd like to show you because it's hard to explain.
Sure. Do it. That's what we're here for. We want to do that.
So here is. So I took a picture of a business card, and I would like it to look like a business card rather than a vertical off kilter photo. I'm on an Android. This is not available on iPhone or on web.
Okay.
Edit. And it's still under crop, but it's this different one here. It's not just a standard crop. See, it tells me that all four corners can be independent of each other. It doesn't keep it as a perfect rectangle. So if I tap that, I can now put that corner into there.
Oh, that's nice.
That corner into there.
Gives it perspective.
Yeah. It straightens it up. And done.
Nice.
And I still need to rotate it there. So
nice.
Now it's a nice, clean looking business card. And that's only available on Android.
I like that. So let me ask you. So when I take a picture from my Android phone and iPhone, and I have both, so I can do this, and I hold down on that picture, I get a different menu at the top. I get the share icon for Android, and then I get like a square box with an arrow and also a cloud on the iPhone. It changes. Those icons change. So that can become confusing. Just explain the iPhone one. I understand share because it's a share the same way every single time on anything on Android. So I get that little 3 thing symbol for Android.
Right.
But on the iPhone, I don't know if you have your iPhone handy.
I do.
But it would be nice to see if you held down on a picture, any picture, just hold your finger down on it. And what happens when you do that?
I just want to get the ones that. Okay.
That's fine.
I just took this one earlier.
Yeah, if you hold down on it, then it gives you options. Well, okay, before you get to this menu.
Okay.
Okay, now hold down on it. Yeah. So what happens is you get menu there that looks a little different. I know it's a little bit cloudy right now. Can't really see it. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. Yeah.
All right.
Add the plus sign. I get that.
Yes. So share is the same thing as share on Android, but it's a different icon. Add to is the same. Delete is the same. Order photos is the same. Favorite, move to archive, save to device, edit date and time, and edit location. I think those are all the same.
So those all self-explanatory. Okay, so go to an album and do that same thing. I think that's what the issue is.
Oh, well, yeah. Albums do different
things.
Right,
exactly. Go into an album.
So a shared album or a non-shared?
Sure. I don't think it matters. I don't think it does, but we'll just try a shared album and see. Okay, now hold down on a photo. Now at the top, what do you get?
That just selects it.
Okay.
And now you have share, add to, or shop, meaning get prints or get a book.
Maybe it's not that. Maybe it is because mine has a cloud. Mine has a little cloud next to it.
The little cloud means that it has not been uploaded to your account.
Okay. And that little cloud is relating to that one photo that I have selected then, possibly, is my guess.
Yeah. Well, let me see. I have to turn off my Wi-Fi and take a picture.
Okay.
In order to so I go into airplane mode so it won't, and I take a picture. So I'm just going to take a selfie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then go back to Google Photos and Photos. And that selfie has a little cloud with an up arrow or exclamation mark in it right on the photo. That's telling me that is not uploaded to my Google Photos. If I long press on it, I don't see any. The cloud is a badge right on.
I see it on. Yeah, I see it on.
Yes, I love that. I wish that Android had that.
Yeah, because it does not do that on Android.
You have no clue.
You have no idea. Yep,
you have
that's
no
true.
clue except for going in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I should be seeing a cloud with an up arrow up at the top here now, and I'm not. But
I know it gets confusing.
Right on the photo. Yeah.
And it might have to be in a shared album for you to see that cloud up at the top. I don't know. I'm not sure. So that's what I don't. Yeah. Tom Parks just put a question mark.
Okay. I think that's because I put it in airplane mode. So it has no.
Oh, it has no way for it to.
It has no way. If I just turned off Wi-Fi and cellular, right. Now that little, oh, you're not seeing it up there. Yikes. Well, now it went ahead and went up because I have my settings set that it's okay to use my cellular to upload.
I got you. Interesting. See, there's so many things to this. So many things.
There are.
That can play into this, and you're like, and I really, hopefully I'll let my wife watch this and she'll understand a little bit better. And I appreciate the graphic, because the graphic helps understand. It's not mine yet. Yeah. I think that was her biggest thing, because she wanted to be able to share it. Like, you can't take a photo that is in shared without making it your own. It's still shared in that album, and she wants to share that in her messaging service or her chat. It will not go there. You can't. It's not accessible. You won't find it. That's the key.
It's not hers. Yeah.
It's not hers yet. Yeah, exactly.
She has to either save it and then find it in her account. Or, you know how I found people to get around that? They just take a screenshot.
Oh, that's true too. Never thought about that.
I mean, you can see the photo, right? So take a screenshot and then you can send it.
Never even thought about that. That's awesome. Hey, great stuff.
There's a way.
That's right. Great stuff. This is awesome. Hey, those that are members, I will have a link for you to come in and talk to Chris and Jim afterward, which you guys are members as well, and I appreciate that. Thank you for your support that way. Be sure to check out point to the link up there, Chris, up above you there, for their newsletter, or the other way. The other way. Right there for their newsletter. That's right. Get on their newsletter. If you're not there, man, let me tell you something. It's an awesome thing for you to do, because they are so full of this kind of information, and you do it quite often. Where you do let me finish my sentence. I didn't even get to finish my sentence. Where you often have a show where you can ask Chris anything about photos. Mm-hmm. That's where I wanted to go with that. That is a key. That is a huge thing. It's awesome, because you just come in and ask your questions. And a lot of times you can get that taken care of.
And we are doing a show this Sunday. We're going to be gone the whole month of February in Indonesia. So this Sunday, our topic is international travel. Less clothes,
more tech.
So we're sharing a few of our tips as to how we travel light with our luggage.
Nice.
And the different tech, the apps and technology pieces that we think make our travels easier and more fun.
And
how awesome is that?
In some ways, but at least they're memorable, and you can bring them back with you and share them while you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's so cool.
Do that before.
I love when y'all went and did your little trip to over in Europe, and you had a shared album where you could share pictures with us and stuff. Everything you were doing, that was amazing. Some live videos in there as well. It was fantastic. So yeah, that was awesome.
That's what we're going to be doing again.
I just got a link for a backstage pass. Let's go there.
We're going to go in that backstage pass. Anybody that's a member can come join these guys and any guests that I ever have on into the backstage pass. Come in and chat with us and talk to us, man. We would love to have you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I'm sure I'll have you on again. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Bless you. Thank you. Bye all. Take care.
See ya.